welcome to episode 621 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you are a Splinter Twin fan or you wish it was still banned, we're still
here for you. I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
Yes, and as Megan too alluded on this show, a huge whopping banned and restricted announcement dropped like a bomb over all of the Magic community.
It was wild. I got on Blue Sky this morning and was like, I wonder what's going. What?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. Say,
McClunky? Yeah. It certainly was. We knew it was coming, but we didn't know exactly what was coming with it. And the changes they decided to make, both bans and unbans,
absolutely
will shock you.
Wild.
Doctors don't want you to know this one trick: how to revitalize a modern format. Just try to make our podcast more clickbaity, you know what I mean?
So of course we're gonna have a what's in, what's out modern ban list edition.
Yeah, and other formats a little bit, but mostly modern.
Yeah,
so we're gonna talk all about the bans, everybody.
Yeah, we'll have a little blast from the past, courtesy of the internet. The internet, the past.
Oh man, the internet
present
of the past was so delightful.
Oh gosh,
wasn't it?
It really was.
And now our internet is so, I don't even know what it is.
I feel
late
like
stage internet.
This is like a real like slice of time that was pretty narrow. Did you go to ytmnd.com back in the day? Otherwise known as you'rethemannowdog.com?
You know what? it's ringing a bell to me, but I don't know if I ever went back in the day. Does it still exist?
I don't think so. It would be wild if it did, because it was like, oh, but look, now it's like, it used to just be, now it's so fancy. It used to literally just be like a screen of different GIFs and clips.
Sure.
Probably running on Adobe Flash.
Yeah.
Which is why it is not what it used to be.
Oh, man.
But anyways, it was some of the original, YouTube and meme content of its day.
Beautiful. It was such a wonderful exploratory place, the early internet was. Building some sites on GeoCities.
Yep.
You know where you're at, Enchanted Forest users. Man, I wish that wasn't scrubbed from the internet. I would have loved to go back and visit my old site. Ugh. Anyway, we're old is the point of this story. But there are people out there who are even older, and we're going to talk about them in a Magic Blast from the Past segment.
Suck it, people older than us.
Woo! We're younger than some people still. Yeah! Look, we got to milk that cow while the milk's still good.
I feel like that's more your deal. I don't care. Sorry to put you on blast.
Wow, I've been blasted.
What I'm doing.
I've been blasted.
I, as a member of the youth, am putting you on blast.
Well, I mean, you know, how much younger are you than me? 5 years? 4 years?
I don't know.
10 years? 12 years?
No. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do this math. I think 4.5.
Okay, yeah. You know,
that's nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Tell that to my joints.
I think, okay, I'm going to roast you so hard right now. Are you ready for it?
Oh my God.
I think that I physically feel better now than you did when you were younger than I am now.
Yeah, that is very true. I have a sickly constitution.
I'm sorry.
I'm like one of those.
You made me do that.
I'm one of those waifs in a Victorian novel who's constantly
you really
just like.
are.
I mean, I think about myself. If I was back in the day, I would just be in a bed and I'd be wearing like a nightgown and I have a little hanky and I'd be coughing droplets of blood into it every so often.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the vibe I give off, and the only reason that that's not happening to me currently is because of Tylenol.
I was gonna say, let's not give any props to our current health system.
No, God, no.
But let's give props to Tylenol.
Tylenol, ibuprofen.
Tylenol. Okay.
Getting us through. But we're going to read you a story from back in the day of Magic, which it was truly the Wild West. And our producers, who...
just like the early days of the internet.
Yes, indeed. Connection, synergy. Our producers who support us at the highest level on Patreon, they found out last week, they heard some excellent stories from back in the day of Magic that I learned. And this week we're going to give you all a taste of that. But if you want more, become a producer, retroactively listen to last episode.
Yeah.
Because there's some good stories in there too.
I had a really good idea for a producer segment today,
Oh,
and then
man.
I forgot it.
Well, you've got about 45 minutes to remember
That's
it.
true. I don't think that time's going to help.
Okay.
It's going to go on record.
We'll find out.
I will say the one thing that has gotten worse is my memory.
Oh, gosh.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Memory. Yeah, that's a tough one getting older, let me tell you. Sometimes I think of a magic
Yes.
card and I'll just say, well, I'll say a Johnny's for damage or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's one of my favorite card names that you've ever come up with. It's Johnny's for damage.
You all know what I'm talking
know which
about.
card it is. Yeah, getting older. That's why my memory is getting worse.
Sure. Yes.
Yes. Anyways.
Speaking of producers.
Wait.
Guess what? What?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, case in point. Your Honor, this case is closed.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know how the judge rings a bell?
Look, can you imagine how much less respectable a courtroom would be if instead of a gavel, the judge just had one of those like desk
Oh
bells?
my God.
Like, go ding, ding,
Nobody
ding.
would be a lawyer because it'd be so annoying.
It would be so annoying.
Somebody would slingshot that right off his desk.
Anyways, thank you so much to the people who make this show happen. First and foremost amongst them are the patrons of this podcast. Thank you so much to everyone who is a patron, who has been a patron, who will become a patron. It means so much to us.
Yes, you can become a patron over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Do it before the end of the year if you want to get us a holiday present. We would so love to welcome
so
you
much
to
to
our
us.
family and have us
Yes.
open your present under
And
the
you
tree.
can celebrate the holidays with our Discord family, because any level gets you access to our Discord, which is just the loveliest place
It really
around.
is. It really is.
And $5 or more gets you a shout out.
Yeah. Do we have any
Right
shout
now.
outs this week, Megan?
We don't.
That's a sad song you have to sing at Crimbus.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the requirement by law.
You know, I heard the beautiful piano rendition of it the other day that it was originally. Anyways, beautiful piano.
Patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
Thank you as well to Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the place to go for all of your magical needs and those great last minute Christmas or other holiday gifts.
Man, talk about-
for your friends and family.
Think about Christmas. What about Crispmas, where you get everybody British chips for Christmas?
Ooh, that sounds good. I would like a Crispmas.
Oh, I would love it. British listeners, will you do this for us and send us a picture?
Send us a photo of you celebrating Christmas.
Oh my gosh, British people have the best chips anyway, so I'm interested. Send us a pic. We'd love to see it. Card Kingdom. They don't sell chips, but they sell cards.
Card Kingdom. They don't sell chips, but they do sell cards.
What a slogan. They have a gift guide on their website if you want to know what to get somebody. They've got a whole bunch of different categories of things that you can buy someone, like little stocking stuffers, like various packs, like a mystery booster pack. That would be fun. A
Yeah.
mana pin of their favorite color of mana, maybe? Maybe a sweet foil to put into their commander deck? You won't get the picture. Cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the best place for your holiday shopping needs if it's not chips. We also want to say a hot thank you to Dragon Shield.
Yes.
They are their sleeves are top of the tree.
Yes, absolutely. Put it on the top of the tree because they're a
This is a-
star, baby.
This is a tree topper right here.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to balance some sleeves
Put
on
it-
my laptop.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to balance.
It's not going to happen. The top of your laptop was not made for balancing things on like this.
Oh, now it's a challenge.
I feel fine about that because do you want to bet money on
It's
it?
impossible because there's sleeves inside here and they're like rocking
Yeah,
back
they
and
rock.
forth in the box. Anyway, the point is, while you might not be able to balance them on a laptop, you certainly can sleeve your decks in them and
Yes,
look cool.
they look great. We just used some of their adorable Christmas ones.
They're so
For a
cute.
Commander Arcade holiday episode.
Yes.
They're so cute. They're so cute that we sleeved one of our decks. It was a gift exchange. And also one of our guests sleeved them
Yeah.
in those sleeves because they were so cute.
They're so great. Anything you want to get from them, check them out. The link to shop from is in the show notes or underneath the YouTube video. And be sure to use code GLHF at checkout for 5% off. I don't know why I said it in a spooky voice. It's not very spooky. And finally, we got to tell you about this shebang coming up pretty soon.
Yes, this very weekend is Gathering for Good, an event benefiting Trans Lifeline.
Yes, it's being held at our local game store, which is Lodestone Coffee and Games out in Minnetonka, Minnesota. There's Cube on Saturday. Now, the official Cube is sold out. Which is more than one cube. I don't know why I call it singular.
Many cubes. Cube event.
But there's going to be cube drafts during the day on Saturday. So you can, if cubing is your jam, you can go check it out. On Sunday, it's going to be Commander Open Play. A Lady Planeswalker Society is also going to be there running games. So come on by either Saturday or Sunday and support a great cause. Now, if you don't live in the Minneapolis area, you can go to Lodestone's website, which is linked once again below this video or in the show notes, and buy that beautiful playmat Megan and I were just holding up, which is a Feldergriff in a rainbow field of lotuses.
Adorable.
It's
or you can get sleeves made by Dragon Shield.
Yes.
Or you can get a glitter sticker.
Yes.
You can get all three of them.
Such a good point. Or does not have to be the only word in that sentence.
That's right.
Or/and.
Or/and.
Check them out. It's a fantastic cause to close out the year, and we would love to raise so much money. We've raised over $3,000, but I want to get that up, everybody. Let's go stratospheric.
Up.
Okay?
Okay.
And finally, our final bit of announcements. Sorry, there's been so many, everyone. But December, so it's the month of announcements.
It's true.
Is the fact that we have a new Commander Arcade episode out there for you to watch.
Oh, it's
You gotta watch it. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, will you please take my word for once in your life?
It's so good. It is. I don't even know what to say that will do it justice, because it is unlike anything else that has yet happened on one of our shows.
Yeah.
It's really excellent. If you like deals, if you like betrayal,
shenanigans,
if you like shenanigans, it has those in spades.
Yes, so this episode was made possible by the fact that Judge Rob and Judge Eric designed a custom holiday-themed plane chase deck.
Yes.
For us to play in the episode.
Is a wild thing to do.
And they made some awesome planes with crazy effects that affect the game. And it's just such a delight. And guess what, everyone? If you go and watch the episode, you can actually download the plane chase deck that they made for the episode, print it out, and play it with your friends.
Oh, incredible.
I mean,
like, it's so cool. You can play Maria's favorite plane. Watch the video to find out which one it is.
See, that's
Visit
our gift
Maria's
to you.
Favorite plane.
Our gift to you, this plane chase deck with so many great planes and one terrible one. Yeah, it's truly a delightful episode. Crying, laughing happens during it on numerous occasions. Please go check it out. That's at youtube.com/GLHF Commander, or hit like, hit subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, and leave a little commie if you're there. And that by that, I don't mean a communist.
A short Karl Marx.
I mean a comment.
No, leave a short Karl.
Let's get banned and or restricted and or unbanned.
That's right. It is time for What's In, What's Out, Banned and Restricted edition.
That's right. We had a huge announcement drop today on the day we're recording this episode, the 16th of December.
So let's get the light stuff out of the way. Gigantha the Wellspring is banned in Pioneer and in Explorer.
Yep. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, and Gigantha being banned, the reasoning behind that is it's just pretty simple in that, like, you felt obligated to include this card in a lot of decks because it just goes in a lot of decks, and there's not really a penalty to putting it in a lot of decks. So come on now. They're just going to get rid of it. Pioneer, it's gone. Explorer, it's gone. And in Modern, it's gone, by the way, as well. But Modern is a whole can of worms. So.
All right. Let's get into it.
Let's get into that can of worms.
What is out? The One Ring.
Yikes.
The One Ring is out, and Amped Raptor.
Which is a funny one. We'll get into why later.
I just love saying it.
Yeah, Amped Raptor, too good. You're banned.
This Raptor is amped.
Also also unbanned in Modern. Mox Opal, welcome back.
Wow.
Green Sun Zenith, welcome back. Faithless Looting, welcome back.
And the day that so many people have waited for, have hoped for, have feared.
It's finally
shaken
here.
in their boots about in one way or another. Splinter Twin is unbanned.
believable.
Absolutely floored by this.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think I'd live to see the day.
I know. For those of you who don't know, Splinter Twin, that ban is actually in our timeline.
Yes.
Like as Magic players. It was maybe like, had to have been like the first big ban that I knew about.
Yeah, I agree
as a
with that.
Magic player.
Mhm.
Back in the day, like Splinter Twin was at one of the decks of Modern.
Yeah.
It was always in the top 8, right? There was always a couple of Splinter Twin decks in the top 8.
Yep.
It was good.
It could win the game
Yes.
out of nowhere, and there's not a lot you could do about it.
It was essentially sort of like a combo control deck where it just used a lot of like red removal and blue counter spells. And then as soon as they had an opening, they slammed one of their, Pester Mites or their Deceiver Exarchs and then slapped a Splinter Twin on it. And then you were dead.
Yep, and that was that. I recall playing in my first Modern tournament, playing against Splinter Twin, and my opponent being like, and now I win. And I was
Yes.
like, why? I didn't
Same.
understand it. They walked me through it, and I still was like, okay, I trust you, because that was my first tournament. I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, that it was oppressive. It was an oppressive deck, but it was a deck that a lot of people loved. And it getting the ban was a huge deal when it initially got axed.
So I'm going to read what they say about it.
Sure.
It's a question for the ages. Would Splinter Twin be strong in today's Modern? Twin was banned back in 2016 after consistently being at the top of the metagame and taking down a few pro tours. The fear of tapping out into 3 open mana and dying was real. Do you hold mana open for removal or try to progress your board state in hopes of getting the game over before they can assemble their 1-2 punch of Pestermite and Splinter Twin? History tells us that replacing Splinter Twin with Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker doesn't cut it. So can 8 years of format evolution keep the twin combo in check? We think it can.
Famous last words.
I mean, here we go.
But here we go. We're about to find out.
And they also point out that Mox Opal, Faithless Looting, and Green Sun Zenith all support multiple different strategies, but Splinter Twin supports one strategy.
And that is Splinter
the strategy
Twin.
of Splinter Twin.
Yes, indeed. It has one mode, and that mode is Splinter Twin.
Its mode is Splinter Twin.
I'm curious to know what. Let me just start with this blanket statement about Modern before this.
Okay.
My statement is, and I would like to quote myself, who moderns?
That's a great question. It used to be
The
It
format.
used to be the format. People loved Modern.
Yes.
There were Modern players who only loved Modern.
Yes.
It was their thing. It was their favorite. And I'd argue that that player doesn't exist anymore right now.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
They all disappeared into the pit.
It's just like we don't have a lot of people running around playing Modern
Yes.
very much anymore.
What pit you ask? I would say the pit of like the Modern card power level.
Yes, Modern Horizons, a lot of people point to that.
They disappeared into the pit of Modern Horizons.
Yeah, it upended the format. It was extremely powerful, and it warped what had been into something new. And that something became a format that I just don't think very many people played or were interested in playing anymore. So the fact that we got this enormous shakeup here today, it is a sign, I think, that Wizards is like, okay, we see something is unhealthy here, and we're interested in getting more people interested in playing again.
Yeah.
Which I say, thumbs up, whatever you can do, because I am one of those people who loved Modern back in the day.
You've got a really beautiful Boggles deck.
Thank you. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful boy.
It's gorgeous. You've got some great Howard Lyon did some really beautiful additions, like spray paint additions to some of your Hyena Umbras.
Yes, They're
really nice.
So I don't know. I mean, this makes me excited. Go on.
Oh, I just also think that Faithless Looting is a very spicy unban.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
very excited. Faithless Looting, another just like staple of the format for a long time. As long as there has been Faithless Looting and Modern, people were doing it until it was banned. If you were playing red, it's just it's a good card. It gets stuff into your graveyard for a lot of different good strategies. And they essentially were like, look, when Hogak was a problem, we thought maybe we could unproblem Hogak by banning stuff like Faithless Looting. They're like, our bad, no.
Nope, you can't. Hogak,
it turns out
too good.
The only way to get rid of Hogak was to get rid of Hogak. Goodbye Hogak. That was a long time
I
ago.
have a question though.
Yeah.
My question is one word, and it's Phoenix.
That's true. I mean,
that makes me a little worried.
I think that is the obvious, like, will it make Phoenix really excellent?
Will it blend?
But Phoenix is not one of the premier decks of Modern right now. It's been a premier deck of Pioneer and Explorer for a while.
Yeah.
I do think that it could potentially help that deck.
All right.
I do think Faithless Looting is certainly a piece of making that deck more important in Modern.
Yeah, and Faithless Looting, just a friend to all, if you will. Everybody loves a Faithless Looting. You love casting it, the end.
Yep.
The other unbans, we've got Green Sun Zenith being unbanned.
Can elves be good?
Yes, this is what they're asking.
That's what they're asking.
We got elf reprints with foundations.
I used to have an elves deck.
You did.
I played an elves deck at a GP once. It was a really good time.
Would you play it again with a Green Sun Zenith?
I don't know. It really depends on the rest of the Modern format.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty good.
It was, it was totally fine at the time. And it was, has gotten significantly worse, bordering on unplayable now.
Indeed. And they say, hey, like today's green-based creature decks are few and far between.
Yeah.
They banned this initially in 2011 because green decks were like everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, we got to get rid of this. And now no green deck to be seen, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we got that unban. And of course, the unban of Mox Opal.
Yes. Wow. This one is spicy.
I am terrified of this one. Not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Here's my argument is that it was in the format for a very long time.
Yeah. Okay. Noted.
I've reached to the end of my argument. I don't really know that I had a lot else to say. I guess, right? Like what will it bring back? I don't know.
So Mox Opal is a key to a lot of artifact strategies.
Yes. But there's some very scary stuff that is not around anymore. Clark Clan Ironworks, that was like an important deck for it to be in, you know? And that is just
gone, thank God.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. Affinity decks could probably come back finally.
I would in fact enjoy an affinity deck coming
exactly.
back.
It was like, as much as you could complain about affinity, it was just like
it was still fair.
Exactly. It was a good, honest deck.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yes.
I didn't mind affinity because it was like, I am doing this thing. And, there are tools for you to be able to stop this thing. Mm-hmm. Not just sideboard hate, by the way, because I would like to say this. Okay, I just found another soapbox. I'm going to just stand on it quickly.
Okay, yeah.
So in this ban and restricted announcement, Wizards points to a lot of things saying like, hey, don't, we have cause to be not as afraid to unban these things as we could because there exist answers in the format in the forms of counterspells or sideboard cards that you would bring in, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, we can't always just, like, sideboard card to me is not a good enough argument because they don't fit in every deck.
That's true.
And also, like, it just doesn't feel great to know that you have no chance whatsoever in a game until you touch your sideboard. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather it just be the strength of the decks in and of themselves able to deal with. I'm not talking about having a 50-50, but
yeah,
whatever. That's probably an impossible ask. But
yeah,
just because you pack artifact hate doesn't mean that you're a lock against something like a affinity deck or whatever.
I think that it'll be interesting. Do you know what? I think that this ban and restricted announcement was a success in that it made me interested to see what happens next.
Oh yes, it absolutely was a success. It seems like resoundingly people are very pleased with what they have announced here.
I think one of the big questions that people have is the ban of the One Ring and Amped Raptor enough to take out Boros Energy.
Yeah.
Which has been at the top of the pile, at the top of the playground mountain. You know what I'm saying? King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, aka at the top of the playground mountain.
At the top of the playground mountain.
You ever play that game?
Top of the playground mountain? Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that old song.
Love that game. Oh, yeah. The One Ring, people have been calling for a ban of the One Ring for a very long time. I thought it would have been fun to put it down to just one copy a deck.
I agree.
I know why they don't want to do it because that's not true of any other card other than
Modern.
Legacy. Yeah. In Modern. And so like, or
But
vintage,
still, it
whatever.
would be funny.
It would be funny and it would be thematic and it would make sense. Like
Yes.
if I'm a new player and you're like, decks are 4 of, that's the rule. And you're like, except for the One Ring. And I'd
You'd
be
be
like,
like,
I get it.
I get it.
I understand. I wouldn't be like,
Okay.
this is too confusing. My soft brain can't handle this. No, it makes sense. Anyway, that's my case for that. But it's banned, so who cares? And Amped Raptor from Boros Energy also getting hit. The poor Amped Raptor who's just like, what? And then like, boom, you're out of here. Hit with the hammer. This little dino's
They were like,
gone.
look, we thought about a lot of cards, but Amped Raptor is the one that's got to get out of here.
Take one for the team, buddy. Boros Energy. They're trying to see if this is enough to tamp it down. And of course, we mentioned the Gigantha ban, which they said was clocking in at around 40% of all modern decks.
Yeah. They were saying that access to it was just kind of like making people build their decks. It was sort of narrowing the card pool.
Right. Because
In a
you
way-
have to put Gigantha in there.
Exactly. Because it's like, it's like not that much to cut stuff to include it. So you can always make those cuts and like always use the same substitutions.
So, Kahira, the Orphan Guard, you're on notice, I guess. They banned every other friggin' companion from Luris. You can't play Luris anymore.
It's true.
You can't play that Otter guy, right? Is that the other one they banned?
No, he's only banned in Commander.
Who am I talking about? Who else did they ban from Modern that's a companion?
I don't know. Yorian, obviously.
Yeah, get out of here, bird. And so, they're all eventually, all the companions will be out of here.
One at a time. I don't know. Karuga has not been making any waves.
But they're a
Karuga,
macro sage.
just chilling.
Karuga's safe.
Just
for
vibing.
now.
Vibes only.
Vibes only.
Karuga vibes only macro sage.
I'm so curious to find out what happens here. Maybe Boggles will be good again. Just kidding. Not if Splinter Twins in the
Good
format.
again.
There was a day. There was a glorious day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When it was good. The other changes that happened to this BNR announcement, I'll just mention that Standard had no changes to it. Vintage, Alchemy, no changes. Historic, Timeless, no changes. Brawl, no changes. But Legacy had a change, which is the banning of Psychic Frog and the banning of Vexing Bauble.
Okay.
Which, not a Legacy player, so I'm just going to say those things. If you're a Legacy player, it means something to you. Psychic Frog, though, pretty cool that he had such a brief but yet star-filled life to be banned so quickly after his release. But if I'm Wizards of the Coast, I'm pretty happy with the reaction to this today, which has been largely positive.
I think so.
And I'm excited as a player to see if we can't shake and bake Modern a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can't hamburger helper Modern a little bit. Trying to find a shake, I was adding to the shake and bake.
Would you rather
hamburger helper Modern
eat a hamburger help? Would you rather
boy.
Would you rather date the hamburger helper hand puppet or the shake and bake chicken that's been shaken and baked in its panko crust?
The shake and bake chicken.
For sure, you were gonna be like, that chicken doesn't even have eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
I said date.
Yep, it doesn't matter. All right, it's time for a blast from the past. This was retweeted or re-skeeted, as we say.
Is that what we're saying on Blue Sky?
That's what I've seen people say.
Oh my God.
Anyways, by Jason Vorthos, it's about an article written by Brian David Marshall,
Friend of the show,
Brian David Marshall, on August 5th, 2004.
Wow, what were you doing then?
I was getting ready to go back to school for my junior year.
Yeah, because this has been
year.
my second year of college. Yeah. Wow. Okay, what's this article about?
All right, so this is Bad Beat of the Week.
Oh my God, great. It's a column. I love it.
I know. It's very cute. It references at the top. It references a lot of players, include that are playing in a tournament.
Okay. And these are players like that were names in the day that are not names currently.
Exactly. The O'Mahony Schwartzes.
Yep.
So they built this like red-white deck with tons of good cards. And one of the players, Ross Scalafani,
Okay.
decided that he was going to write on his cards. Here, I'm going to start reading directly.
Sure.
Ross, who has a flair for the dramatic, decided to enhance his cards with a fat black permanent marker. He drew pictures and wrote quotes on almost every card in his deck. He wrote mountain on his plains and plains on his mountains.
Oh man, what an edgelord.
His org, which is a creature, taunted opponents with, "You're not going to college." And his manlands were labeled Mishra's fat trees. The deck performed very well for him, but midway through the qualifying rounds, the judges ruled that his cards were unsporting. And if he wanted to continue playing in the tournament, he would have to replace his entire deck with cards that were not defaced. Ross was in contention for the top 16 at that point, and he had to scramble to build an entirely new copy of his deck, a feat he managed with just seconds before the start of a round. He went on to finish in a tie for third place in the junior division, despite his harrowing quest to replace his deck between rounds. Sources tell me there's going to be an addition to the duelist convocation rules.
Wow.
To forbid the defacing of magic cards in tournament decks. You have been warned.
Holy cow.
What a blast from the past.
That whole
what
thing.
was happening in 2004, everybody?
I mean, that's hilarious, number
Yes.
one. Number two, like the judges, might have stumbled upon the very first instance of judges having to rule on this.
Yes. And deciding that it was unsporting conduct.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And now there's very specific rules about what you can and cannot draw on your cards.
Yes. I do think that specifically putting "you're not going to college"
What a burn.
on a card
What a
is
sick
like
burn.
a really weird roast.
Hey man, in 2004, more people were able to afford college, just generally.
That's true.
It was more of an insult. Whereas nowadays, you could write that on a card and people would be like,
everyone would be like, yeah.
And why would I?
It's expensive.
I can go to community college and make more money than all of you in 1.5 years to 2 years.
Exactly.
Very, very funny. And it's so cute too. Like,
yeah.
Writing mountain on plains and plains on mountain.
The comedy of the 2004s.
It was an innocent time.
What a time it was.
I mean, like, if I was the opponent, I'd be like, which are you playing? Like, I'd be like, is that a plains or is that a mountain? Do I trust the Sharpie
right?
or do
and
I
it's
trust
just like,
the land?
Oh, I do feel like that one is like, you're like, these are bordering on being weird proxies.
Yeah.
Weird bad proxies.
If you have to proxy a basic land, really what has become of your life?
Yes. On another basic land.
Yes, exactly. Oh man. It also makes me nostalgic for the days when you could just read a little magic column in, a little online news publication.
Yeah.
Like
Cute.
that. Just like a tiny little bad beat of the week.
And when the rules were in the duelist convocation.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Great name for anything, honestly. Very, very good name. Maria, it's time for a new Flavor Text Theater.
Oh, excellent. This one is called Flavor Text Theater Match Game, where we're going to open this booster pack. Megan and I are going to split these cards in half, and then we're going to remove a word from the flavor text and try and get the other person to fill in the blank of the missing word. Now, you can play along at home, too, and find out, like, can you get the flavor text correct? If so, give yourself a point. If you can't, you get no points. At the end, Megan and I will tally up our scores and see who got closer or more correct or actually correct on any of the flavor texts and how many you got and see if you beat us, okay?
Okay, I've got 5 here.
All
right. Maria, are you ready for some match game?
I sure am, Megan. Would you like to guess first?
Yeah. Let's
right.
go. Hit me with one.
So we have the card here, Gleaming Barrier, everybody.
Okay.
The flavor text here with the blank includes gold without freedom might as well be blank. Said by Angrath, gold without freedom might as well be blank. At home, lock in your guess.
All right. Ooh, I'm going to guess iron.
Ooh, gold without freedom might as well be iron. You're so close because the correct answer is lead.
Oh, dang
Dang, so
wow.
close.
I was really
That's
close.
so close. I'll give you a half point for that for sure.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
This one is on Sanguine Siphoner.
Okay.
As life returned to the blank of Balaged, the vampires returned to feed upon it.
Oh.
As life returned to the blank of Balaged, the vampires returned to feed upon it.
Can I see the art?
Oh yeah, sure.
I just want to.
Oh,
It's
this is like spelling bee rules.
yeah. Can you use the word in a sentence that I'm supposed to get? As life returned to the people of Balaged.
Ooh, that's a great guess.
Oh,
But the answer is bogs. As life returned to the bogs of Balaged, the vampires
Oh, dang
returned
it.
to feed upon it.
okay. Got another one for you here. This is on Balmor, Battle Mage Captain. This is the
Okay.
red-blue flyer.
Yeah.
Bird Wizard.
Picturing it.
Yes. The flavor text, even the most blank armies are ill-equipped to defend against an onslaught from the sky. Even the most blank armies are ill-equipped to defend against an onslaught from the sky. What kind of armies are we looking for here?
Ooh, vigilant.
Ooh, great guess. Great guess, Vigilant. The answer is hardened. Hardened. Also very close once
close,
again.
pretty
Very
close.
close once again.
All right. Next one.
Okay.
This is on Runaway Together. Very cute.
Oh, yeah. Great card.
Yeah. Virtue is virtue, whatever the blank that nurtures it. Malakan, Vantris Exile. Virtue is virtue, whatever the blank that nurtures it.
What? Milk.
Horrifying! Heart, you psycho!
I like the idea. Well, milk is nourishing.
That's true.
Whatever
But
the milk.
doesn't nurture virtue.
I don't know. I'm pretty virtuous. I used to drink a lot of milk.
All right.
Thrill of Possibility. We all know this card.
Oh yeah.
Discard, draw two. Here is the flavor text. Remember all the great heroes who were careful and never did anything blank? Me neither. Said by Sir Kara the Bold. Remember all the great heroes who were careful and never did anything blank? Me neither.
Reckless.
Oh, great guess. Risky.
Oh, synonyms.
You've had synonyms for all three of these so
yes.
far. So you are winning big time. But I feel it's still I'm going to stand
You
by.
don't
I'm
think that
standing by
milk and
milk.
heart are synonyms?
Still standing by milk.
Okay.
Okay, this one I'm
is
going to
on
get.
Felidar Savior.
Okay.
Cut and bruised from his climb to the summit, Zer wept with relief when he saw the Felidar's blank appear. Cut and bruised from his climb to the summit, Zar wept with relief when he saw the Felidar's blank appear.
Show me the
You know
art.
I gave it to you on purpose.
Show me the art.
That's the art.
Okay, it's not rump, but that's what I want to say. Also, in that art, it's a magnificent Felidar rump that I have.
It is. It's a great rump.
What did he see on the Felidar? People at home, help me out. What is the word here? Okay, I'm going to guess mane.
Oh, that's really good. It's horns. I was going to be like, Maria, look at this card. There's one magnificent thing on this
Okay,
Felidar.
yeah, there's horns.
There's like really good horns
And
on
no
here.
mane, honestly.
It has like that ridge of fur down its spine. I would count it
I
as
was
a
thinking
mane.
of that new Secret Lair Felidar that has the great,
Oh, yeah.
beautiful
Really,
mane on it.
Really good.
I think that's what tricked me. Okay, you're winning. Next up, at home, are you beating Megan right now? Doing pretty good, a lot of half points. Okay, Ravenous Amulet. This is an artifact that lets you sacrifice creatures to draw a card, or sacrifice the artifact to make opponents lose life equal to the number of soul counters on this artifact. I didn't know this card until just now. Flavor text. Each of its owner's final blank is remembered within the Rolling Stone. Each of its owner's final blank is remembered within the Rolling Stone.
Ooh. What's the name of the card?
Ravenous Amulet.
I would say each of their final.
This is a plural, but I'll give you that. Their final blanks.
Yeah.
Is remembered.
I would say thoughts.
Once again, Memories is the correct answer.
I was like hopes. I thought about saying hopes. I thought about saying dreams. I thought about saying thoughts. Thought about saying memories.
There it is.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
This one, though. This one I'm going to get.
Yeah. All right. This is on Grappling Kraken.
Okay. Great name for a card.
It's a quote. Oh, settle down. She just wants a blank Kiora.
Okay.
Oh, settle down. She just wants a blank.
Audience,
Kiora.
what do you think it is? Because I think I got this one. I think
hear
I
it.
got it. She wants a hug.
That's right. Ding, 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 ding. I'm a judge now with my bell.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Order in the court. Ding,
Order
ding,
in
ding,
the
ding, ding.
court. Great. Okay. Happy to get one. All right. Well, your final card over here is on Macabre Waltz. Macabre Waltz.
Yeah.
Liliana is never one to blank someone else's lead. Liliana is never one to blank
Follow
someone else's lead. Yes!
Yeah.
That was an easy one to close it out.
All right. This one's on Claws Out.
Okay.
Quote, I'm sure we can spare a little of today's catch for a hungry friend, or 2, or 5, or 7. Lars blank.
Come on. I'm filling in his job, his title or whatever.
Yeah. I'm sure we can spare a little of today's catch for a hungry friend, or 2, or 5, or 7. Lars blank.
Let me see the art. Can I see the art, please?
Yes.
This is... What
It's
is
the
that?
one where it's like it costs less for all the cats you control and it gets +2/+1.
Okay.
And
Well,
creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn.
it makes me want to say he's a fisherman.
That's right.
Yay!
You got 2 completely correct.
Wow, I got 2 points.
Yeah.
And you got 1 correct and a bunch of half points.
Yes. Let's see. I got 1 right, and then, you know.
That's another point, and that's another point. So you have 3 points total.
Yeah. You got 2 points
2
total.
points. Wow. How many points did you get at home? Did you beat 3 points?
Oh, that was a delightful new game.
I know. I love
Really,
this game.
yeah. This is a great game. We love match game in general.
Yeah,
it's always been a pretty fun game.
It's a fun game. They figured it out in the 70s. The only difference is that we're not sitting behind like a plywood, like painted yellow and brown set while I have enormous glasses on smoking a cigar. That's the only difference.
That's what would have happened.
For sure. Well, family, thank you once again for listening to this episode of Good Luck High Five. We are so thankful for you here at the end of the year as we start to close things out in December. We've got very exciting episodes coming up for you, our next 2 episodes. We've got the Crimby Awards happening.
Yeah.
And then we have our year in review episode that I always love to do.
Some great stuff heading your way.
I'm very excited. And of course, check out our new episode of Commander Arcade at youtube.com/@GLHF Commander.
We promise
It's truly fantastic.
a wild time.
Yeah. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Please become one before our next episode. You can find out more information at patreon.com/GLHFmagic.
It would mean so much to us.
Yes.
Help us, head into the next year, like ready to go.
Feeling strong.
Yes.
Feeling loved. Thank you to Card Kingdom and Dragon Shield for being our incredible sponsors this year. Picking up Dragon Shield as a new sponsor this year as well was very, very exciting for us, and we love their product. Make sure you check out Gathering for Good. Link once again under the video or in the show notes. Get yourself some beautiful Rainbow Feldergriff merch or come out and support a great cause. At the event, there's going to be a silent auction, prizes. We're donating prizes to it. So, there's a lot that you can win.
There's a lot of great stuff.
Plus, Magic the Gathering is happening. So, come out and gather. You know what I'm saying?
Come out
For
and gather.
Good.